तो चलो शुरू करते हैं NCERT बायोलॉजी क्लास 11th चैप्टर 3 प्लांट किंगडम के मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट MCQs.
The classification system for flowering plants given by George Bentham and Joseph Dalton Hooker is an example of which type of system? Natural system. Which taxonomic aid uses cytological information like chromosome number, structure, and behavior for classification? Cytotaxonomy. In the context of Whittaker's five-kingdom classification, which group, often referred to as blue-green algae, is now excluded from being considered true algae within kingdom Plantae? Cyanobacteria. Which of the following algae exhibits oogamous sexual reproduction where a large, non-motile female gamete fuses with a smaller, motile male gamete? Volvox. Agar, a commercial product used to grow microbes and in preparations of ice creams, is obtained primarily from which algae? Gelidium and Gracilaria. Members of Chlorophyceae store food mainly as starch, often located in one or more storage bodies within the chloroplasts called pyrenoids. Fucoxanthin is the characteristic pigment found in members of which class of algae, largely influencing their color? Phaeophyceae. The red algae, Rhodophyceae, store their food as a carbohydrate that is very similar in structure to amylopectin and glycogen. What is this stored food called? Fluoridine starch. Bryophytes are often called amphibians of the plant kingdom because they can live in soil but are dependent on water for sexual reproduction. In the life cycle of a moss, the gametophyte consists of two distinct stages. The first stage that develops directly from a spore is the protonema stage. Which bryophyte is known to provide peat, that has long been used as fuel and as packing material for transshipment of living material due to its water-holding capacity? Sphagnum. The female sex organ in bryophytes, which is flask-shaped and produces a single egg, is called the archegonium. Pteridophytes are considered evolutionarily significant as they were the first terrestrial plants to possess vascular tissues, xylem and phloem. In heterosporous pteridophytes like Selaginella, the megaspores germinate to give rise to female gametophytes. The dominant photosynthetic phase in the life cycle of a pteridophyte is the sporophyte. In some pteridophytes, sporophylls may form distinct compact structures called strobili or cones. Which of the following genera exhibits this feature? Aquisetum. The term gymnosperm refers to plants that have naked ovules not enclosed by any ovary wall. In Pinus, a gymnosperm, the roots often show a fungal association for better nutrient absorption. This association is known as mycorrhiza. The male gametophyte in gymnosperms, which is highly reduced and confined to a limited number of cells, is represented by the pollen grain. Which of the following is one of the tallest tree species and is a gymnosperm? Sequoia. Unlike gymnosperms, in angiosperms the pollen grains and ovules are developed in specialized structures called flowers. Angiosperms are broadly divided into two classes. What are these two classes? Dicotyledons and monocotyledons. Which of the following groups of plants has a dominant gametophytic generation in its life cycle? Bryophytes. Artificial systems of classification, such as the one given by Linnaeus, were primarily based on gross superficial morphological characters and andrecium structure. Which of the following is a characteristic feature of Phaeophyceae but not typically of Chlorophyceae or Rhodophyceae? Presence of fucoxanthin and algin in cell wall. The event considered a precursor to the seed habit, involving the retention of the female gametophyte on the parent sporophyte, is observed in heterosporous pteridophytes. Given below are two statements. Statement I. In gymnosperms, the male and female gametophytes have an independent free-living existence. Statement 2. The ovules in gymnosperms are enclosed within an ovary. In the light of the above statements, choose the correct answer from the options given below. Both Statement I and Statement 2 are incorrect. Assertion A. The plant body of bryophytes is more differentiated than that of algae. Reason R. Bryophytes possess true roots, stem, and leaves with vascular tissues. In the light of the above statements, choose the most appropriate answer from the options given below. A is true but R is false. The group of algae characterized by the presence of chlorophyll A and B, cellulose in the inner cell wall and pectose in the outer cell wall, and starch as the stored food material is Chlorophyceae. What is the ploidy of the protonemal stage and the leafy stage in the life cycle of a moss? Both haploid.
Go to smartylearn.com, log in. Now, here you can access detailed mind maps of all NCERT chapters. Link in the description. Subscribe now.